Hi everyone, this is Courtney from Fiber Fox Studios, and today I'm going to show you how I made this cute little doll owl eye. It is for my owl design, but to make it a little bit more small child friendly, I came up with a way to make an eyeball for it that is fully made from yarn. That's something you can sew directly onto the project, and it should make it pretty safe for children. You can increase the size on this a couple different ways. I made several samples of it just to see how easy that would be. If you are familiar with stitching directly into this loop that we're going to make, this is going to be so easy for you. If you're familiar with increasing, it's also going to be easy for you, but I will go over that in this tutorial. So all we're going to need for this tutorial, doing it in the black is extremely hard to see on camera, so I'm actually going to do it in 2 tones of blue so that you can get the concept down. I do think it looks best with black, but that's just my personal preference. It looks most realistic to me with the black, but you can use whatever color yarn you want to do that it complements your project. This is for my little owl plushie, but you could honestly use it for a lot of different crochet dolls, and if you come up with something you're not sure what kind of eye to do, this might be an option for you. So we're going to get started today by grabbing our hook, and I am using a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. I like to crochet these things kind of tight. If you want to use a different size hook, you're more than welcome to, but we're going to go ahead and get started with a slip knot. And this is a pretty easy one. We're going to be doing a chain 4 to start. So if you're familiar with that, you know exactly what to do, and you can go ahead and chain 4. Otherwise, you're going to wait and watch with me. So to do a chain 4, we've got our slip knot on our hook. We're going to wrap our yarn. We're going to pull through a loop, and that is our first chain. And we're going to do that 3 more times. 2, 3, and 4. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take our hook and our yarn, and we're going to go down here to this first chain that we made. And we're going to insert our hook underneath those stitches just like so, and we're going to pull through our yarn all the way through, doing a slip stitch to join that little ring that we made. So now we have a little ring that we're going to be working in, and that's how we're going to start off our next. We're going to chain 1 to bring our yarn up, and then we're going to do a single crochet all the way around. We're going to do a total of 8 single crochets into this little loop that we've created. So you're going to go ahead and insert your hook into the center of that ring. I'm trying to make sure you guys can see it on the camera, and pull up a loop, and we're going to go ahead and do our single crochet. Finish that out. That's our first one, so we're going to do that 7 more times. And you can work around this tail just to kind of keep it out of your way. Second single crochet. Comes our 3rd single crochet. 4th single crochet. And I need to move my yarn over here. So 4th. Here is our 5th. 6th, 7th, and we're about to do our very last one. Here is number 8. And now what we're going to need to do is slip stitch to this very first single crochet right here. This is your chain 1 to move your yarn up. If you can see that, I hope that you can. You want to go right here into this first single crochet and do a slip stitch on through. So now we have our center of our eye, and if you worked around your tail, you can go ahead and pull that a little bit to kind of close it up. You don't want to completely close it because you are going to be working into that center. So for our next step, what we're going to do is go ahead and bind off our yarn, and I like to pull it through usually twice and clip it, and then we're going to be changing colors here to show you how to do that eye. In this case, because it is so small what we're working with, you do want to go ahead and sew in your ends real fast before you move on. It just makes it easier for you. So if you want to pause the video right here and sew in your ends, we will meet back up in just a second. Alright, so I'm back. My ends are sewn in. It's looking all nice and neat. Now we're going to go ahead and get our Color Bee yarn, which in the sample of the piece that I did that's the eye design, I have the goldenrod yellow and then I have black on the outer. So my Color Bee is black over here, which will not show up very well on camera. So my Color Bee this time is going to be this light turquoisey blue. And I'm going to go ahead and get my yarn ready. And you can pick any spot, any one of these chains, or I'm sorry, these stitches to work into. On this, we're going to go ahead and insert our hook anywhere you'd like to start. And you're going to get your yarn on your hook, pull it down tight. And you're going to pull up a loop. I don't know if you can tell what I've got going on there. But you want to go ahead and chain one to kind of lock that in, and then we're going to go right back into that same stitch and do a single crochet just like so. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do a spike stitch. And the spike stitch, what we're going to do is we're going to, not grabbing any yarn, we're going to go down here and move into the center of that ring we made, and we're going to pull up our yarn. And then we're going to go and grab some yarn and pull through two that we have on our hook. And then we're going to do a single crochet right here into this very next stitch. Single crochet. And then we're going to do another single crochet right here into the same exact stitch. So this is our increase right here. So we're in the same stitch, but we've done 2 stitches in that one stitch. So we've got 2 single crochets in there. And now we're going to go ahead and do another spike stitch by inserting our hook down in here to the center of the ring, pulling up some yarn. And then I've got 2 loops on my hook, and I'm going to go ahead and pull through both loops. Now I'm going to move right on to this very next stitch that's right here beside us. I'm at where I joined and knotted, so a little difficult to get in there, but we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet, and then we're going to go back into that same exact stitch and do another single crochet just like so, and that's another increase. Now we're going to do a spike stitch down below. We're going to go into that loop, pull up our yarn. You want to kind of let it be a little loose. You want to bring it up to the same height that we're working in, and then you're going to grab some yarn and pull through both loops on your hook. And now we're going to get in here and do 2 single crochets in the very next stitch that we see, directly into that same stitch. You want to do 2. And now we're going to go ahead and do another spike stitch into the center ring. So you're going to go ahead and insert, pull up your yarn to the same height that you're working in. So you want to make sure that you are not way down here and trying to do this because you'll crunch in your work. So you want to bring it up to the same height, so give it a little tug, and then pull through both loops on your hook. And now you want to go ahead and do 2 more single crochets in the very next stitch, just like so. And then we are going to go ahead and do our final spike stitch right here into this ring. Go down, pull up your yarn, have it kind of loose so that it can get up there, and you want to go ahead and pull through those 2 loops on your hook. And now what you're going to do is you're going to do 1 single crochet into the same stitch that you began the row with, just like so. Find that and go in there, do a single crochet, and now we want to slip stitch into our starting single crochet that began this row. And you can go ahead and bind off, and we will take a look at what we have. So that is what we have. And obviously the more contrast between those colors, the more it's going to pop out, but that's all we did to create the eyeball right here. And that is it for this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you did like it, please like, subscribe, and share it with all your friends. And you guys have a great night.